Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we will discuss about ACI part 2. So in this session we will discuss about ACI architecture, how the architecture of ACI is and how it is different from our legacy data center. Okay, so my next slide is something about the spine leaf architecture, which is the ACI architecture basically. So like in our first I will just go ahead and explain about the small comparison between the legacy data center and the ACI uh, new data center, right? So in legacy data center we had the three tier architecture like core, aggregation and access layer, but here we have a two tier architecture that is called a spine leaf architecture. And you know, right, in our new Cisco Nexus 9K have both the things, right? Either we can use it as a standalone mode or in a ACI mode. So when we are using it in ACI mode, we will have this kind of functionality. So basically most of the spines which is at the top are mostly Nexus 9500 series switches, and the leaf which are at the bottom, basically those are Nexus 9300 series switches. But for more details and the compatibility about the speed etc., I would recommend to just verify Cisco Nexus 9K datasheet, which is available and understandable. So here we will discuss about two tier architecture, what ACI is using. Okay, now the two tier means here the lower tier switch which I am pointing out is called leaf layer, and top tier switch is called as a spine layer. Okay, and each leaf is connected to each spine in a fully mesh model. So, and there is no interconnectivity between the leaf. Like, and similarly between the spine is connected to each and every leaf in a fully mesh topology type, but no one spine will interconnected with each other. You can see in the diagram. So, and by mistake if someone will add, right, one leaf to another leaf, the MCP protocol, that is called miscabling protocol, will give an error saying this is not possible in this type of architecture. Okay, so I will discuss about the key points what are required to understand about the ACI spine leaf architecture, so which we discuss about the two tier architecture. And here a spine layer is the backbone of this network, and it makes sure like all the leaves should be connected with the spine. So you can see the diagram. Let's say I'm talking about this first spine, and it is connected to all the leaves that is available at the lower tier switch. Okay, and all the VM and the server as well as in the host will be attached to the leaf, not to the spine. There are some special case where we all the end host can be attached to the spine, but I am not going to discuss those. But ideally it should be all the epic, all the end host, all the server should be attached to this leaf. And if we want to do with layer 3 out or WAN connectivity, we can use this leaf, right? And on top of it we have the COOP database. So spine is having the COOP database, that is Council of Oracle protocol, which will have like these all spine will sync with each other, and they have all the information of all the endpoints where it is located. Like this spine 1 is knowing like endpoint 1 is located to leaf 1. Okay, so all those information will be stored in this spine, and which is stored in the COOP database. Okay, and those all things are in sync, means all spine are in sync with each other. So in case like if oversubscription of a link occurs, like if we want to add more uplinks, we need to add extra spine. That can be possible, like in the scale scenario. If we want to scale my network, yes, in this case we can add more spine in this architecture. And in the other case, like if device port, like where we discuss about like server connectivity and end host connectivity, if device port capacity becomes a concern for the new leaf, or the existing leaf, we can add the new leaf here. Okay, so this is the way we can scale our network. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.